everyone, welcome to Santa Clara The Roar's podcast. I'm Rahbar, I'm a junior at Santa Clara High School and I'm a staff writer for The Roar.
I'm Marayah Aguilar, I'm a junior at Santa Clara High School and I'm a staff writer for The Roar.
Hi, I'm Celestine, I'm a junior at Santa Clara High School and I'm a staff writer for The Roar. Today we're going to be talking about social media expectations and how it can affect the young mind. To start off, I want to ask you guys, how do you think that social media has affected you personally?
I think that I've caught myself trying to make my Instagram aesthetically pleasing to other people when they look at my Instagram, or making like good posts, watching what I post on my story, because I feel that like some people might judge what I post and reflect it as on me, or like if I post something weird or I post too much, people might be like, why are you posting so much? Like, there's like an expectation on Instagram to fit an aesthetic look.
Yeah. I think for me personally, like, I've been told that I have like an unapproachable Instagram, whatever that means. But like, it's because like my Instagram is not very, I wouldn't say it's not aesthetic, but it's not very like out there. Like, it's very like dark. All my like highlights are just black. All my like posts have like a dark filter. So it's like people really do judge you based off of like how your Instagram looks, and I feel like that's kind of like weird, especially if they don't know you in real life. For them to just like take your personality based off of Instagram is just crazy.
I feel like on Instagram I don't really post a lot of like post on how I am or like my personality. I usually post pictures that I find like aesthetically pleasing, and I don't really like post stuff that is like how my personality is, I guess.
Yeah, because I feel like if someone looks at your Instagram before actually meeting you in person, they kind of base off, or like if you're trying to get a general idea of someone, like, oh, this person's in my class, let me look at their Instagram, see how they are, and get like a general idea of them, they look at your Instagram and they can go through your highlights and your posts and your tagged posts, and based on that they can get like an idea of you. But also, like, if someone looks at another person on Instagram or any social media in general, they can, like, it self-reflects themselves on someone else based on, like, how they look or how they act.
Like compare themselves?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people do that, especially in our generation, where it's like we have all these influencers and all these like people that are high up, and they're just kind of showing us like this luxury life. Like, they go out every weekend, or they like have all this makeup and do all these different things, when it's like that's not really realistic for people. And obviously, like, social media is what you want people to see of you. Mm-hmm. So when people kind of go on Instagram and like base other people's lives and be like, oh yeah, that's like, I wish I was like that, it's just not realistic, because social media is just what you put out there. It's just what you want people to see of you. So it's like, even though you have all these flaws, these other people probably have the same flaws, but they're just not
posting it.
Yeah, they're not like publicizing these flaws.
I feel like if you start comparing yourself to other people, even though it's not the true idea of what that person is, it can also affect your mental health and well-being. And some creators like angle their videos to be like body positivity and showing their own body and spreading that positivity. Like, not everyone has to fit this general idea of how you're supposed to look, blah blah blah. And then there's some people that are like just innocently posting, like, oh, I'm going to post this video because I look good. I think that I personally look good, or something like that, or just posting in general. And then some people can go into, like, your comment sections and just reflect or compare their body to the creator, and be like, go on the the comments, and just compare themselves publicly, like, oh, I wish I looked like that, or okay, so I'm not eating today, or whatever. And it can put the creator in an uncomfortable position because they don't know how to respond to that. They don't know how to look at that in their point of view.
Yeah. For me personally, I have a lot of friends, so whenever we go out and we do things as a group and we take group pictures, for me, I never have a problem with people posting like bad pictures of me, just because I know it's not me. Like, I know that's not like who I am, and not who I am in real life. Like, one bad picture of you doesn't really define you. So like, for me, I have a lot of friends who will be like, no, I don't look good in that, don't post it. If you post it, like, you're such a bad person. But it's like, it's just Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I think there's a lot of like judgment that goes on there within not only the person viewing, but also the person posting.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it can cause an overall feeling of just like envy within a group, and I feel like that's something that can be really toxic, especially social media. I feel like overall has the effect to be toxic to both the creator and the people who are watching it, because it is hard to not compare yourself to whatever you see online, especially if you're consuming like hours of media on end. So yeah, I feel like that's something that you can't get away from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not only can like social media affect mental health, but it can also affect your schoolwork. Like, scrolling endlessly can be a distraction from homework, school, like in-class work. And I think next year the school's trying to ban phones from the classroom.
I've seen a lot of my
Yeah.
classes have like phone pockets and stuff like that, where
Yeah.
you're only allowed to use it during like a free time.
Yeah, and
So-
that's mostly because this generation is very addicted to their phones, and it can get in the way of doing good in school.
Honestly, I feel like having that rule where you can't have your phone in class will probably be beneficial, just because for me personally, like, if I forget my phone, or there was also a time period where like I was grounded and I didn't have a phone, and I feel like I was very present in class. I was very on top of everything. I did all my work, whereas like now I have my phone, it's kind of like I'll hold stuff off. I'll be like, oh, I'll just do it at home, like I'll do it later on. It's much harder for me to focus when I have like this distraction right in front of me that's basically just calling my name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to focus if you have something so close to you that it can distract you, and it can also just suck you in, where it's like you don't realize how long you're on your phone for. You don't realize how long you've been scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Instagram, and you just kind of like sit there and just rot in your phone.
Yeah.
I think that it's also beneficial to have a place where you don't have your phone, like in your pocket 24/7, because when you go home, there's a lot of things that can be distracting you from your schoolwork. Not even your phone, but like if you have siblings or stuff like that, there's a lot of things that you can get distracted from. And unless your parents like purposely take away your phone, you're always gonna kind of have your phone at home. So I feel like there is ways that school can help you with or taking your phone away at school can help you with your schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of speaking on what Asia said, screen time going up can cause such a negative feeling, like you're wasting the day away, or you kind of like didn't have a purpose for that day and you're just in your bed like scrolling, and I feel like that's not a good feeling. Like, you see all these people going out. Actually, yeah, that's it.
Like, going off of what you just said, was like, the it girl is kind of like trending, and it's just like, oh, I'm not on my phone, my screen time's really low, I try and make it productive, making a nice tea in the morning, working out at 5, like, that's like kind of like unrealistic. Like, nobody's gonna wake up at 5 unless you're that person, like you're that morning person to wake up at 5 and be like active. But, and then it makes, like, personally, it motivates me to do it, but then when it actually comes to it, I wake up and I'm just like, oh, let me just go on TikTok for like 5 minutes, I'll get up later. And then that 5 minutes turns into 5 hours and I'm in bed until like 12 o'clock just scrolling. And also, like, if sometimes I'll go on my phone and I'll be like, let me search something up, and then I don't actually search it up and I just go on my For You page and I just scroll when I meant to go on TikTok for search engine purposes, and then I just end up scrolling, and it just like puts me away from that original idea I was gonna do, and just scroll.
Going back to what you said, Nia, about like people posting like them going to the gym, them eating healthy and all that, for me, I can kind of relate to that just because I kind of do that, where it's like, but it's more of me motivating myself to finish a video than me like trying to show off.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm like cleaning my room or gardening or whatever it may be, it's very motivating for me to record and then have this thought in my mind that's like, I need to finish this video. Like, this video is gonna come out so cute if I finish this video.
Mm-hmm.
And so that pushes me and gives me motivation to do the, you know, healthy habits, do the cleaning and cooking and all that. But I think it also does take away from the point of it, because you're not doing it for a video, you're doing it for like your life, to better yourself. So yeah.
But I think having that motivation is good. I think it is important because people channel like their energy in different ways, and if that's what's gonna get you motivated to do these things, that's what's gonna get you motivated. Like, even if it may be something small as like making a video, it's still getting you motivated to change like your habits or anything like that.
Yeah, some people like use their platform as like advertising or like motivating others, like for gym videos, or like simply like study with me. Like, that motivates me, because when I want to wake up early, I go on TikTok, waking up at 6 a.m. routine, and I just scroll, and I'm just like, oh wow, this person's doing this person's doing this, okay, I'm gonna do this. Or if I'm like, I need motivation to do my homework, but I can't do my homework right now, I'll search up on TikTok, doing homework or study with me, take notes with me, and then I'll reflect that person's video into my habits.
I feel like we can't deny that in this generation we definitely do let social media influence us, even if it's those little ways. So
I think having the whole influencer era is both a positive thing for like what we were saying, where it's like, you know, we have this motivation now, we have this kind of outlet, but I feel like it can also have a negative negative effect if it reaches the wrong group of people in a way, because if you've seen like the skincare kids or the Sephora kids, where it's like those influencer videos with makeup and skincare are made for teens and adults, they're not really made for like 6-year-olds. And because these 6-year-olds are seeing these videos, they're like, I want to try that, I want to do that, which is understandable. But at the same time, there has to be some type of boundary that's set where it's like, this is influencing in a positive way and this is influencing in a negative way. For me personally, like seeing makeup videos and stuff doesn't really influence me personally because I don't wear makeup, and that's like a whole another thing. But I think social media does really try to influence teens and young girls to wear makeup a lot and not really embrace their natural look, which is something I can't agree on because where I'm from, we don't really wear makeup, so I guess I just kind of carry that over. But people get really shocked when I'm like, hey, like, I don't wear makeup. They're like, how do you not wear makeup? Like, your skin's so flawless. And I'm like, you know, I just take care of my skin. I don't really focus on makeup too much because that's not my thing. I think people who do wear makeup are really pretty, like they look really pretty, but that's not for me. So I think having that boundary where some things are for some people and some things are not really needs to be like set in place.
Yeah, I agree. It is important to stick to what you believe in and not let social media influence your decisions and your life.
This is Mia.
This is Marayah.
This is Asia.
Signing off.